Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me Ibrahim Gaming Wala and I am a student at Rehan School Online Academy and I am from Foundation Level Batch 2. I am 13 years old and I live in Lahore. So today I am going to have a conversation with Koilani. So let's start it. Hi Annie, how are you?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Just finished a little yoga session to clear my mind. How about you? What's been going on in your world?
Okay, that's wonderful. And I am also fine. So, I'm going to have a conversation with you on the topic of whatever a journey through indifference. Let's start our question. So, my first question with you is, what is the nature of indifference? Is it an emotion or the absence of one?
Ooh, that's a deep question. The nature of differences in emotions can be quite fascinating. Emotions can vary based on personal experiences, cultural backgrounds, and even genetic predispositions. Some people might express emotions more openly, while others might keep them bottled up. The absence of an emotion, like feeling numb or detached, can also be a response to stress or trauma. It's like our minds have protective mechanisms against indifference. What do you think? Is there a situation or environment?
Okay, that's that's wonderful. So my next question is, how does indifference differ from neutrality or detachment?
Great follow up. Indifference often feels like a lack of interest or concern, while neutrality suggests a balanced perspective without strong feelings either way. Detachment, on the other hand, can be more about emotional separation, like stepping back from a situation to see it clearly without being influenced by emotions. So, indifference might feel a bit colder. While neutrality can be more about being fair minded, detachment can be a healthy coping mechanism, or sometimes a way to avoid dealing with emotions. Do you find yourself leaning more towards one of these states in certain situations?
Okay, that's wonderful. So my next question is, can indifference ever be morally justified?
That's a thought provoking question. Indifference can sometimes be seen as morally justified in situations where getting involved could cause more harm than good. For example, stepping back from a conflict to avoid escalating it might be a wise choice. However, indifference can also lead to inaction in the face of injustice, which raises ethical concerns. It's a bit of a balancing act, right? What do you think? Is there a situation where you feel indifference might be justified?
Okay, that's great. My next question is not caring a form of self-protection or emotional laziness?
That's an interesting angle. Not caring can definitely be a form of self protection, like building walls to shield yourself from potential hurt. It's a way to cope with overwhelming emotions or difficult situations. On the flip side, it could also be seen as emotional laziness if someone avoids engaging with their feelings or the feelings of others. It's like choosing to stay in a comfort zone instead of facing challenges. What do you think? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to choose between protecting yourself and engaging emotionally?
Okay, that's
I'm
great.
glad.
Okay, so my next question is, can what role does trauma or burnout play in fostering indifference?
Trauma and burnout can play significant roles in fostering indifference. When someone experiences trauma, it can lead to emotional numbness as a protective mechanism. It's like the mind says, this is too much, let's shut down. Burnout, on the other hand, often comes from prolonged stress and can cause people to feel overwhelmed and detached from their emotions and responsibilities. It's like running on empty, eventually, you just stop caring because you're exhausted. Both can create a cycle where indifference feels like the only option. Have you ever noticed how stress or burnout affects your emotional responses?
Okay, that's great. So my next question is, how does long-term indifference affect a person's mental health?
Long term indifference can really take a toll on mental health. It can lead to feelings of isolation, depression, and anxiety. When someone becomes indifferent, they might stop engaging with things that once brought them joy or connection, which can deepen feelings of loneliness. Over time, this emotional distance can create a barrier to forming meaningful relationships and can make it harder to cope with stress. It's like being stuck in a bubble where everything feels muted. Have you seen this in anyone around you or even experienced it yourself?
Okay, great. So my next question is, can indifference be unlearned, and if so, how?
Absolutely. Indifference can be unlearned. It often takes conscious effort and self reflection. Here are a few ways to start. 1. Mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness can help you become more aware of your emotions and reactions. It encourages you to be present and engaged. 2. Emotional check ins. Regularly checking in with yourself about how you feel can help you reconnect with your emotions. 3. Engagement. Actively participating in activities that involve connection, like volunteering or spending time with loved ones, can reignite feelings of empathy and care. 4. Therapy. Talking to a therapist can provide tools and strategies to work through feelings of indifference and explore underlying issues. 5. Journaling. Writing about your thoughts and feelings can help you process emotions and understand them better. What do you think? Have you ever tried any of these methods, or is there something else you find helpful?
Okay, that's nice. So my next question is, what are the dangers of political indifference in a democracy?
Political indifference in a democracy can be quite dangerous. When people become indifferent to political issues, it can lead to 1. Low voter turnout. If citizens don't care, they might not vote, which can result in a government that doesn't represent the population's needs. 2. Corruption. Indifference can create an environment where leaders feel they can act without accountability, leading to corruption and abuse of power. 3. Polarization. When people disengage, it can create a divide between those who care and those who don't, making it harder to find common ground and work towards solutions. 4. Policy neglect. Important issues may be overlooked, leading to policies that don't address the needs of the community. 5. Social unrest indifference can breed frustration among those who do care, potentially leading to protests or unrest. It's like a ripple effect. What's your take on political engagement? Do you think it's changing in today's world?
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, my next question is choosing not to care an ethical decision?
That's a thought provoking question. Choosing not to care can be seen from different ethical perspectives. On one hand, it might be a way to protect oneself from emotional overwhelm, which could be considered a valid choice. On the other hand, if that indifference leads to inaction in the face of injustice or harm, it raises ethical concerns. It's like weighing personal well being against social responsibility. Ultimately, it can depend on the context and the potential consequences of that choice. What do you think? Is there a situation where you feel it's okay to choose not to care?
Okay, that's very nice. Okay, my next question is, when was the last time you were indifferent and why?
Oh, that's a personal one. I think the last time I felt indifferent was during a particularly busy week when I was juggling work and personal projects. I found myself feeling detached from everything, just going through the motions without really engaging. It was a bit of a wake up call. I realized I needed to take a step back, practice some self care, and reconnect with what truly matters to me. How about you? Have you experienced indifference recently? And what did you do about it?
Okay, that's very nice. So, my next question is, what color best represents indifference?
That's an intriguing question. Many people might say gray represents indifference, as it's often associated with neutrality, lack of emotion, and a sense of being in between. It's not vibrant or expressive, which can mirror the feelings of indifference. Some might also argue that a muted color, like beige, could symbolize it since it feels unremarkable and bland. What color do you think represents indifference? Do you have a favorite color that reflects your emotions?
My favorite color is dark blue. Okay, so my next question is, can a piece of art or music express indifference? How?
Absolutely. Art and music can convey indifference in powerful ways. In art, you might see this through minimalist pieces that lack vibrant colors or emotional depth, creating a sense of detachment. A painting with muted tones and simple forms can evoke that feeling of indifference. In music, it could be reflected in repetitive melodies or lyrics that lack emotional engagement. Think of songs that have a laid back vibe without any strong emotional highs or lows, almost like background noise. Both art and music can create an atmosphere of indifference, inviting the viewer or listener to reflect on that feeling. Do you have a favorite piece of art or music that you think captures indifference well?
Okay, that's great. So my next question is, uh, if whatever had a soundtrack, what song would be on it?
Oh, I love this question. If my life had a soundtrack, I think a great song would be Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. It's uplifting and has that sense of hope and renewal, which I think is really important. How about you? What song would be on your soundtrack? Something that captures your vibe or the essence of your journey?
Okay, that's wonderful. So my next question is, what would a society built on indifference look like?
A society built on indifference would likely be quite bleak. People might go about their daily lives without caring for one another or engaging in community issues. Here are a few characteristics. 1. Lack of empathy. People might be less likely to help those in need or show compassion, leading to increased isolation and loneliness. 2. Low civic engagement. Voting and participation in community events could decline, resulting in a government that doesn't reflect the people's needs. 3. Neglected issues. Important social, environmental, and political problems might be ignored, leading to worsening conditions for everyone. 4. Cultural stagnation. Art, music, and culture might suffer as creativity often thrives on passion and connection. 5. Increased conflict. Without care or understanding, misunderstandings could escalate into conflict, as people might not feel motivated to resolve differences. It would be a pretty uninspired place to live. What do you think? Can you imagine any positives in such a society, or do you see it as mostly negative?
Okay, that's really good. So my next question is, how do you distinguish between healthy detachment or toxic apathy?
Great question. Distinguishing between healthy detachment and toxic apathy can be tricky, but here are some key differences. 1. Healthy detachment. This is about setting boundaries to protect your emotional well being. It allows you to step back from overwhelming situations without losing your sense of empathy or care. You can still engage when needed. 2. Toxic apathy. This is a lack of concern or interest in things that matter. It often leads to disengagement and can harm relationships. You might feel numb or indifferent to important issues or people in your life. 3. Emotional awareness. Healthy detachment comes with self awareness, where you recognize your feelings and can articulate them. Toxic apathy often involves avoiding emotions altogether. 4. Impact on relationships. Healthy detachment allows for healthier interactions, while toxic apathy can lead to isolation and strained connections with others. It's all about balance. Have you ever found yourself navigating this line? How do you usually maintain that balance in your life?
Okay, that's great. Now, my next question is, what's the opposite of indifference and how can we cultivate it?
The opposite of indifference is engagement or empathy, being actively involved and caring about people, issues, and experiences. Cultivating this can be really rewarding. Here are some ways to do it. 1. Practice mindfulness. Being present helps you connect with your feelings and the feelings of others. It encourages empathy and understanding. 2. Listen actively. When you engage in conversations, really listen to what others are saying. Show genuine interest in their thoughts and emotions. 3. Volunteer. Getting involved in community service or helping others can foster a sense of connection and purpose. 4. Educate yourself. Learning about different cultures, experiences, and social issues can broaden your perspective and deepen your empathy. 5. Reflect on emotions. Take time to reflect on your feelings. Oh,
O-
that sounds delicious.
Okay,
I
that's
love
great.
eggs.
Okay, that's great. So, my next question is, what would happen if we stopped saying whatever and started saying why not?
That's a fun thought. If we started saying why not instead of whatever, it could lead to a more open and adventurous mindset. Here are a few possibilities. 1. Increased curiosity. Saying why not encourages exploration and questioning, leading to deeper conversations and new experiences. 2. More opportunities.
Okay,
That's totally okay.
okay, that's great. So my next question is it possible to live a full life while remaining indifferent to the world?
That's an interesting question. Living a full life while being indifferent might be challenging. Indifference often leads to missed opportunities.
Okay, that's wonderful. So my next question is, what would happen? No, can in
It's
indifference, if indifference were a person, what would they look like?
If indifference were a person, I imagine they might have a laid back demeanor, maybe wearing neutral colors, like grays or browns, to reflect a lack of strong emotions. They might have a relaxed posture, perhaps leaning back in their chair, with a slight shrug, as if saying, whatever. Their expression could be calm but a bit vacant, showing little excitement or concern. They might carry a coffee cup, just casually sipping while observing the world around them without much engagement. What do you think? How would you envision indifference as a person? Any quirky details you'd add?
Okay, that's great. So my next question is indifference always intentional?
That's a really thought provoking question. Indifference isn't always intentional. Sometimes it can stem from 1. Overwhelm. People might feel so overwhelmed by the world that they shut down emotionally as a coping mechanism. 2. Desensitization. Constant exposure to negative news or stress can lead to a numbness where individuals stop reacting. 3. Cultural factors. In some cultures, showing strong emotions might be discouraged, leading to a more indifferent demeanor. 4. Personal circumstances. Life experiences, like trauma or loss, can cause someone to withdraw and seem indifferent, even if that's not their true desire. While some people might choose indifference as a way to protect themselves, others might not even realize they're being indifferent. What do you think? Have you seen examples of this in your own life or in the world around you?
Okay, that's great. So my next question is, have you ever regretted being indifferent to someone or something?
That's a deep question. I think many people have moments where they look back and wish they had engaged more or shown more care. It's easy to get caught up in our own lives and overlook the needs of others. For me, I can imagine regretting missed connections or opportunities to support friends when they needed it. Those moments can be a reminder of the importance of being present and empathetic. How about you? Have you ever felt that way about a situation or person? It's always interesting to reflect on those experiences.
Okay, that's wonderful. So my next question is, what responsibility does one have to act in the face of others' suffering?
That's a powerful question. The responsibility to act in the face of others. Suffering can vary from person to person, but here are some common thoughts on it. 1. Empathy. We have a moral responsibility to empathize with others and recognize their suffering. It helps us connect and understand their experiences. 2. Support. If we have the ability to help, whether through time, resources, or emotional support, many feel it's important to offer assistance. 3. Advocacy. Sometimes speaking up or advocating for those who are suffering can create awareness and drive change. 4. Self care. It's also essential to balance this responsibility with self care. We can't pour from an empty cup, so taking care of our own well being is important too. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between being compassionate and recognizing our own limits. What do you think? Do you feel a strong sense of responsibility in these situations?
Okay, that's great. So my next question is, how do you feel when others are indifferent to your experiences?
When others are indifferent to my experiences, it can feel a bit disheartening. It might make me feel overlooked or unimportant, like my feelings don't matter. It's tough when you're seeking connection or understanding and someone doesn't engage. It can lead to feelings of loneliness or frustration, but I try to remind myself that everyone has their own struggles and may not realize how their indifference affects others. It can be a good opportunity to communicate my feelings and seek support from those who are more empathetic. How about you? How do you feel when others don't acknowledge what you're going through? It can be a tricky situation.
Okay, that's wonderful. So my next question is choosing not to care an ethical decision?
That's a fascinating question. Choosing not to care can be seen in different lights, depending on the context. 1. Personal choice. For some, it might be a way to protect their mental health, especially if they feel overwhelmed by the suffering in the world. In that sense, it can be a self preserving decision. 2. Ethical implications. On the other hand, when indifference leads to inaction in the face of injustice or suffering, it raises ethical questions. It might be seen as neglecting our responsibility to help others. 3. Context matters. The situation also matters. Sometimes people may choose not to engage because they feel powerless or unsure of how to help, which can be understandable. Ultimately, it's a complex issue. What do you think? Can indifference ever be justified, or do you believe there's always a moral obligation to care?
Okay, that's great. So this was our today's session, and I hope you enjoyed this session. So I will meet you in the next session. So take care and goodbye.
I really enjoyed our conversation. You brought up some thought provoking topics. Take care of yourself, and I can't wait to chat again soon. Goodbye for now.
Okay, goodbye. Okay, viewers, this was all for today, and I hope you enjoyed our today's conversation with Kolani. So I will meet you in the next video. So take care and Allah Hafiz.